Toastmaster, and good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I get a little stressed coming in here. I find that I'm kind of tense, and I don't know, do any of you sometimes feel like that? A little bit. Some of you just love it, come in all excited. But I would love to have us come in maybe 10 minutes early. We could each massage each other's upper shoulders and neck and get some of that stress out, get the circulation going. And so I would like to assist us in that and give a little bit of a brief introduction to how to do that upper body, shoulder, neck massage. And I have a handout for you all, and I'd like you to make notes so that you can go home and practice and look at your notes. And I'll also be giving you some landmarks for places to work on the body, and you can draw on that handout and have those landmarks to take home with you and practice. The first thing, let me just leave this here. There are two things that are really important before you start massaging. And the main thing is relaxation. Before you ever touch somebody, you need to work with your own relaxation. This will enhance your quality of touch. Sometimes you can get yourself into such a relaxed state that just putting your hands on your fellow Toastmaster will just, the shoulders will drop and they'll melt right away without having to actually do anything. So please join me in the relaxation practice and my favorite 4-4-4 breath, 4 4s. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, and slowly exhale for 4, and then hold for 4. And then feel your body where you're supported in your seat. Just feel the support, and I, as I'm standing here, will feel the support that I feel under my feet. And then notice your breathing. Don't force anything, but just how are you breathing? I personally am not breathing at all. I'm hoping that maybe I can force another breath. That is the most important thing, number 1. And you also want to practice that, following your breath, making sure you're relaxed, you're working on somebody's shoulders. Spend at least 50% of the time paying attention to yourself. Am I relaxed as I'm working on this person? Are my shoulders relaxed? And that's a gift that you're giving yourself as you give a gift to somebody else. The next thing is that you can practice on yourself. And the reason you want to do this is you can find out, you can reach behind and kind of squeeze your neck if you want while I'm speaking. You can find out what feels sore in there, kind of feel at the base of the skull there. There's some really tight places in there for me. And you can switch hands, make sure you're comfortable. If you ever have a headache, lie on your back and work your scalp and figure out what muscles are tight and what's causing this headache so you don't have to take an aspirin. This is always a good practice place to work on yourself, and you'll find out how deep you can go. The next thing I want to show you are some landmarks, and I'd like a volunteer to... And this is where you can write on your handout if you want to really practice and work on it the next week. So the landmarks I want to show you are just a few. First, I'll give you the obvious. This is her spine. You all know where your spine is. And it's probably obvious that you don't really want to press into the bones of the spine or massage there. And you've already hopefully worked on your neck. That's one of the first places you can work. And you've probably had people practice squeezing your upper trapezius, your shoulder, upper shoulders here. But you might not have known that you can also press on the top of the shoulder towards her feet. These are some pressure points that really help release some of the tension in the shoulders. And you're practicing on yourself, that's fantastic. You can use their thumb and press into these places. And she has a spot here that I'd like to just hold for a while and let her breathe. And then I'm breathing too, remembering to breathe myself. If you ever notice that your partner isn't breathing, you can just take a deep breath yourself, and that will often remind them. So that's good to see you practicing on yourself. And those are the first landmarks I'm going to show you. There are also some points to the side of the spine. will know where to go when you practice massage now. There are many places to work, but these are just a few places. And these points will go all the way down the back, but I'm not going to show you that. Today we're just doing the upper back. And it's the same thing, pressing in, and this is where you really can't practice on yourself. Although I roll on tennis balls that are in a sock, you really need to get some kind of pressure in your back there. You can press in towards the front of your body. You can also make circles that are away from the spine. Is that too deep, or is that okay?
It's wonderful.
Okay. Circles away from the spine.
Magic fingers.
And I'm keeping her balanced. And the next place, the last place I want to show you, is the edge of the scapula, which is the triangular shaped bone. It's not on your hand out there, but it's this bone right here, this shoulder bone. And that's a very rich place. And sometimes be a lot of knots and areas of tension in there. So you can focus on that. The edge of the bone, just on the edge. Some people, you can even lift up the bone and get under there, and it feels kind of weird. I don't often like it, but some people do. And again, I'm using my thumbs, but you can also use the palm of your hand. You can use your fingers, different tools. Any area between the spine and the shoulder blade is a rich area to work. And so to review, the neck. The scalp is also good, but you don't want to mess up people's hairdos unless they say you can. The upper shoulders and the points, the 3 points along the top of the shoulder. The points to each side of the spine, and the area around the scapula and to each part of it. And focus on your own relaxation and sense of being on the earth, in your feet, feeling your breath. And please practice on yourself. As much as possible, you'll learn the most by practicing on yourself. Next week, 10 minutes early, we're all going to be massaging each other. Madam Toast.